spread of Christianity in Europe. It had become the religion of every country in Europe. The churches by the time had become powerful and the only centers of education. The education was confined to the church. The church also became conservative and authoritarian. It started propagating blind faith and superstition. It led to the spread of ignorance across Europe. Causes of Renaissance. Crusades. Crusades were the religious wars. They were fought by the European Christians against the Muslim Arabs. The Arabs were scientifically advanced people. The contact with them led to the spread of knowledge to Europe. It led to the growth of trade in Europe. Capture of Constantinople by the Turks. Constantinople became the famous center of learning in Europe after the fall of the Roman Empire. Its library had manuscripts of Greek and Roman scholars. It was conquered by the Ottoman Turks in 1453 CE. Many Greek scholars, as a result, fled to Italy with these rare manuscripts with them. These scholars played a vital role in reviving classical learning in Europe. They began teaching especially in Milan and Florence. As a result, Venice, Milan, and Florence became important centers of education. Invention of printing press. The invention of paper and the printing press in middle of the 15th century further led to the spread of Renaissance. Printing of Holy Bible and classical books led to awakening of people of Europe. Features of Renaissance. Rationalism. Renaissance was the age of reason. People started questioning the authority of the church based on the superstitious beliefs. People starting judging things in the light of reason. Spirit of Enquiry. The spirit of inquiry means questioning, exploring, and discovering unknown knowledge. This spirit arose in people. People adopted scientific approach to life during Renaissance. They started observing, experimenting, and applying their logical thinking. Humanism. In medieval period, religion was central to human existence. The focus was on life after death. Renaissance thinkers focused on man's life on this earth. They laid emphasis on man's needs, his emotions, etc. This shift in focus from divinity towards man is called humanism. Some of the humanists were Francisco Petrarch, known for his poetry, and Giovanni Boccaccio, known for his prose. Impact of the Renaissance. Art. The Renaissance gave arts of paintings and sculpture a new outlook. The three-dimensional touch was seen in art. Earlier, two-dimensional style was in use. The Renaissance artists studied human anatomy in detail. This gave them idea to draw, paint, and sculpt human figures with accurate proportions. The art during this time was very lively or had life-like expressions. The great artists of this time were Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo. Leonardo was the great painter and scholar of science. His paintings show perfect proportions. His paintings, Mona Lisa and The Last Supper, are regarded as the two masterpieces of European art. He also designed flying machines with wings like birds and a submarine. Michelangelo was a painter and sculptor and an architect. Some of his well-known works include frescoes paintings on the ceilings of Sistine Chapel in the Vatican, the statues of David and Moses, etc. His painting, The Last Judgment, on the wall of Sistine Chapel is regarded as the most famous painting of the world. Architecture. Renaissance brought change in the style of architecture. The Gothic style of church architecture was rejected. The new style based on the study of ancient Greek and Roman architecture was invented. Some of the features of this new style are rounded arches, imposing domes, and tall Grecian pillars. Literature. Renaissance led to the development of modern vernacular languages like Italian, Spanish, French, English, and German, etc. Earlier books were only written in Latin, which were not understood by every section of society. The learning became widespread with the invention of the printing press. Latin was slowly replaced by the modern languages. The renowned writers of Renaissance period are Shakespeare, Dante, Divine Comedy, Bacon, New Atlantis, Novum Organum, Martin Luther, Quassia, Canterbury Tales, etc. Science. Renaissance laid a great impact on science. The field of astronomy was enriched with new knowledge. The astronomer Copernicus found out that the earth moves around the sun and not the vice versa. He proved this theory and the theory of rotation of earth on its axis. Copernicus' theory was just the opposite of what Roman Catholic Church taught. It led to great controversy. Galileo, a great astronomer, invented telescope. He confirmed the theory of Copernicus by studying the movement of heavenly body with a telescope. Sir Isaac Newton proved that all heavenly bodies move according to the law of gravitation. New discoveries and inventions were also made in the field of medical science. The microscope and thermometer were invented in the 17th century. The circulation of blood from the heart to the other parts of body was discovered by William Harvey. Other inventions, gunpowder and mariner's compass were invented. The mariner's compass helped in the navigation of seas. Gunpowder helped the sailors to protect themselves. These inventions increased voyages and exploration of new lands. Discovery of new sea routes. In the beginning of the chapter, we have learnt that Constantinople was captured by the Ottoman Turks. Constantinople lay on the overland trade route between the east and the west. The route was used by Europeans for trading with Arabs who exchanged Asian goods with them. The loss of Constantinople made overland trades of Europeans with Asia unprofitable. The Europeans were compelled to find new sea routes to Asia. Spain and Portugal sent expeditions to discover new routes.